So I just finished doing a video, and then I decided that I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna put it up, and I'm just gonna separate them, because the video that I recorded was like 15 minutes long. Like, nobody's gonna watch a 15-minute video. My topic is basically what makes a relationship healthy. And I said that I believe what makes a relationship healthy is communication, respect, honesty and trust, and fairness. Now, I'm not going to sit here and talk about all four in this video, because obviously it's going to be too long. So I'm going to split them up. On this video, I'll just talk about communication. I may touch on the other topics a little bit, but I'm going to try to do one video for each. So I'll do this one on communication, the next one on respect, the next one on trust and honesty, and the last one on fairness. So it'll be like little series. Okay. No communication means no healthy relationship. There is absolutely no relationship that can work without good communication. Good communication. Because you can communicate, but if the way you're communicating is not healthy, then it defeats the purpose of good communication. By good communication, I mean expressing how you feel, listening to how the other person feels, and never losing your voice. This is what I mean. In a relationship, it is very important that the other person always knows how you feel at all times. Even if it's something that you think they won't see as a big deal. If it's important to you, it should be important to them. And if it's not, then that's a problem. And that's something that you need to work on. But it is very important for them to know how you feel and what's on your mind and what are the things that bother you and what are the things that you don't like. Because if not, then you're just going to bottle it up, and every time that a situation that you don't like comes up, you won't know how to deal with it, and it'll only put a strain on your relationship. One problem that I had, I was in a relationship about, I would say about 3 years ago, and I lost my voice. Not because it was taken from me per se, but because I kind of put myself in the position to lose my voice. What I mean by that is, sometimes when we're in relationships, we feel like we need to always cater to the person, make sure they're always okay. We do whatever they ask, and we just want to make them happy, genuinely. Like, not because they have this hold on us, just because we genuinely want to make them happy and see them smile and make sure that we're doing our part in making them feel good. But sometimes we do that so much and so well that we lose our individuality and we forget about us. And people tell me all the time that I need to start thinking of myself. Forget about everybody else's feelings for once. That sounds really mean, and you don't need to forget about everybody's feelings, but you can't forget about yours. If there's anybody's feelings that you can forget about anybody's but yours. Never forget about yourself. Because we like to do this thing where we're like, whatever, I'll get over it, it's not that serious. When it is, and then eventually it piles up. So basically, in this relationship that I was in, hold on, my laptop's died. Not no more. In this relationship that I was in, for example, if I was to be like, oh babe, I'm gonna go hang out with this person or whatever, haven't hung out with them in a long time, and they're like, well, I don't want you to hang out with them, I don't like that person. What do you mean you don't like that person? This is one of my good friends, like, I want to hang out with them, how can you tell me no? And they're like, alright, you know what, whatever, do what you want, but just know that I don't like it. Of course, anybody in their right mind, I felt like, would be like, oh, forget it, I just won't chill with them. It's not that serious. I don't want to argue. So for the sake of not arguing, I gave in to whatever they wanted so that I don't argue and I don't make them mad because it's not that serious. Now I thought that was okay. Because yeah, at the end of the day, your relationship is good now. You guys are happy. You're not arguing anymore. It's over and done with, whatever. But inside, I knew that really bothered me. Especially because I didn't have clarity. Like, why didn't you want me to hang out with them? But of course, you tend to brush it off and just act like it's nothing for the sake of not arguing. Now what that does is, later on in the relationship, when that situation comes up again, it's going to bother you more than it did the first time. And the next time it happens to you, it's going to bother you 3 times more. The times after that, way more. So by the time it happens for like the 5th time, you explode and you lash out and you freak out. And the other person's like, why are you so mad? Oh, sorry, I thought somebody was here. The other person's like, what the hell's wrong with you? And you're like, you always do this and blah 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 blah. And they're like, what are you talking about? There's times where they really don't understand how much it bothers you, or how much it hurts you, or how much it affects you because you don't speak up. They didn't force you to lose your voice. You did it for the sake of not arguing. So, in a situation where that would happen and you have good communication, that could have been well, I'm gonna go hang out with this person, da da da, and the other person's like, well, I don't like that. I don't think you should. And you're like, instead of, what the hell are you talking about? Da 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 da. Why can't I? That's just my friend. You so jealous. Da 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 da. It could easily been like, well, why? Like, I don't understand. Like, you know, that's one of my good friends. I'm really just trying to understand. Like, I'm not even coming at you. I just want to see where you're coming from. Like, why? And then they could easily be like, well, truthfully, I don't feel comfortable with that person because of this, and this reason. I don't feel comfortable with you guys hanging out. And I honestly would prefer if you don't hang out alone. Another thing to add. Never make the person feel like they don't have a choice. Because that's just being controlling. And for some people that's intimidating. And they feel like they can't voice how they feel. And for other people, they're like, that makes them want to rebel. And like, oh, you want to be so controlling? Watch me now. I've been both of those. The intimidated one, like, oh, fine, I just won't do it and do whatever you said. And I've also been the, whatever, I'm going to do what I want just because you told me no. Control is never a good thing. So, with good communication, it could be, well, I don't feel comfortable with it because of this and this reason. I'd rather you guys not hang out alone. If that's what you really want to, you know, I'm not going to stop you, but I'm just letting you know what I would prefer. And if the girl truly does care about you, she's going to say, okay, well then I'll bring somebody along. Or she'll say, I understand, it's really not that serious. I won't hang out with them. It's okay. End of conversation. End of argument. No argument, actually. Then the next time that it happens, the girl automatically knows, okay, they said that they didn't like it when I did this. Let me make sure that before I make plans with this person, I have somebody else to come with me. Or, is this person even worth having around? Do I have to keep hanging out with them? Are they bringing me down in any way? Are they putting a strain on my relationship? These are things that you need to think about, and this all comes with good communication, because when you're constantly expressing to each other how you feel about certain situations, whenever the situations arise, you'll know how to handle it and how to deal with it in the right way to please yourself and please your man or your girl. So yeah, it's very important to always express how you feel and never lose your voice, and never let the person you're with feel like they don't have a voice. Never force them to do something that you say, or make them feel like they don't have a choice to make one decision. One thing that I struggled with in my previous relationship was, I had a thing that I was always like, I'm a grown ass woman, you're not gonna tell me what to do. When really all they were trying to do was tell me that they're not comfortable with it, But because of the way that they expressed it, I felt like they were just being controlling, and I was not going to be controlled. And that was my mentality. Now I know that, and now I can easily then be like, you know, I don't like the way you express that. Like, I feel like you're trying to control my situation. Like, if you're not comfortable, I'd rather you just tell me that, but don't make me feel like I don't have a choice, because that makes me uncomfortable. Now I can say that. Before it was like, you're not going to control me. So control is never a good thing. Whether you mean to do it or not, you really need to watch the way that you speak to each other. Because if at any point the way you say it seems like the person doesn't have a choice, you're no longer saying, I don't feel comfortable with this situation, please hear me out. Now what the person is hearing is, you're not going to do it because I said so. And that changes the whole situation and the whole reaction. Because if you was to tell me personally, I don't feel comfortable with the situation because of blah blah blah, then I'll be like, okay, I can see why you feel that way, I understand that, and da 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 da. But if it's like, you're not doing that, no, you heard what I said, right? Oh, okay. Whoa, you're wilding out. You're dumb for thinking I'm not gonna do it, and unless you have a really good damn reason for me not to do it, I'm on my way, goodbye. Like, that's control. Whether or not my reaction to his control or her control or whatever, whoever you're with, whether your reaction is not wrong or right, sometimes your reaction is okay, but, and you know, very good, but sometimes your reaction is, what do you mean, and da da da. Whether my reaction is wrong or right, the control that that person gave me is never okay. Ever. Do not control each other. Because once you're in the control, it's hard to get out of it. And even for someone who doesn't have a controlling history, the fact that they were controlling at that point and they got what they wanted because you fed it to them, next time that it happens, they're going to want that control again. And even if they don't have a controlling past, it is very, very possible that they will turn into this controlling person because you fed their desire to have control. Never make somebody feel like they don't have a choice. Never force somebody to lose their voice. Never lose your voice. And be very careful about the way that you express things. Make sure that in everything you do it nicely. Consider the other person's feelings. Consider the other person's past, what they've experienced, what they've been through. Learn about them. Even if it's like, well, I didn't like the way you came at me. Why did you da 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 da? There's no reason for you to come at me like that. Da da da. Arguing about it, that's not going to fix anything. Another way you can do it is, when I did this, you reacted this way, and it made me really uncomfortable, but I really just want to understand why. Like, is there a reason why that bothered you so bad? Like, talk to me about it. End of conversation. This video is running on. My point in this is, good communication is key. So, yeah, that's my little communication section. Watch my next video. It will be on respect. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Thanks for watching.